word a liar too. You're not the only one I want to feel inspired to. This is my life. Living mi vida. Don't need permission. Keep your opinion. This is my life. Get out of mi vida. Don't need permission. Keep your opinion. This is my life. My moment to dance. So I'm gonna dance.
Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's Bella here. In today's look, I created this green cut crease. So the first thing that I did to achieve this look was I used some Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to prime my eyes. And then I went ahead and blended it out with a damp beauty sponge and then went in with some translucent powder, as you see me doing here, just to really set the eyelids before going in with shadow. So the first eyeshadow that I'm going to go in with is actually a highlighter. I like to use the Pop Beauty Celestial Light highlighter as a brow bone highlight. Next I went in with the Sassy Sienna's palette from Dose of Colors, and the first shade that I went in with is called Oh So Sassy, and I went ahead and applied that all over my crease as my transition shade, just going in back and forth motions, not being too precise with that eyeshadow. The next shade that I went in with is called Bossy, and I picked up this shade with a brow brush, so like a really small angled brush, and I started to carve out my crease. And as you can see, I make the line a little bit above my actual crease, but that is because I do not want the shadow to transfer. So when I make the crease a little bit higher, that always helps from preventing the lid shade to transfer. And I went back in with the first shade that we used to blend that line out. And then next I went in with the shade Stay Sassy, which is this beautiful brown shade. And I went in with the same exact brush and I just drew a line over the line that we just blended out. And if you want a really blended cut crease, this is the way to get one. Just by reapplying the shadow, blending it out, applying more shadow, blending it out. And I went back in with the first shade again, just to really blend out that line. And then I went in with some Tarte Shape Tape Concealer just to really clean up the lid space. And when I do this step, the color that we apply on the lid is always going to pop way more and last a lot longer. And the shadow that I chose to apply all over the lid is an Anastasia single shadow in the shade Tiger Eye or Tiger's Eye. And I really love this green eyeshadow. It's super foiled and it has a lot of reflex in it. And for liner, I used the Balm Cosmetics liquid liner, and I had to apply a couple layers just because it was a little bit see-through in some parts, but I just went ahead and applied multiple layers. And for lashes, I'm going to be using the Shop Sofie Bella Barbados Lashes. And I applied the same shade that we applied to our brow bone into my inner tear duct. In the waterline, I used the Makeup Forever Aqua XL Black Pencil. And then I applied all the same shadows that we applied to the crease to the lower lash line. And for lower lash mascara, I used the Maybelline Big Shot Mascara. And this is the finished eye look. Stay tuned if you want to see how I achieved the face makeup. So the first thing that I did to my face is I applied some primer. I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this one is really mattifying. It's really good if you want your makeup to last a really long time. For foundation, I used the Estee Lauder Double Wear Nude Cushion Stick Foundation. And this is honestly one of my favorite foundations of all time. I used to use this all the time. And I just picked it up because I'm like, why haven't I used it recently? It's such a good foundation. And it's super full coverage, but it's still a little bit dewy. So if you like full coverage but you still want your makeup to look luminous, then I highly recommend this foundation. And I just blended it out with a kabuki brush. And then for concealer, I'm using Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And I'm applying that to all the center parts of my face. So I'm applying it under my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, around my mouth area, and on my chin. And I blended that out with a damp beauty sponge after I applied it. And then to set it all in place, I'm using the Maybelline Loose Fit Me powder. And this powder is really good. I highly recommend it. And I just used a sponge to apply it. and I baked underneath my eyes and down the sides of my nose. And then I blended it out with a brush right after. For highlight, I used the Oh Darling highlight from MAC Cosmetics. I believe this was a limited edition highlight, but I haven't worn it in a really long time. And it's a really beautiful gold highlight. For bronzer, I'm using the BH Cosmetics Satin Bronzer, and I've been loving this bronzer. It is super, super pigmented, and it's a little bit warm tone, so it suits me really well. And for blush, I went in with the Real Her blush kit, and I used the shade Fearless on my cheeks and around my nose and all the places that the sun would naturally hit. And for lip liner, I used the Makeup Forever Makeup Forever number 21 lip liner, and then I went in with the Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Let's Cuddle, and then I put over the top gloss on top of that. And this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Don't need permission.